Ever wondered why you're drawn to certain people? It's like your heart always skips a beat when you see that one person. Sure, you know there are others who are more attractive than them, but for some reason, you just can't stop thinking about that particular person, and you feel giddy when doing so. Sounds like you've got a crush. And if that's the case, make sure to stick around because we're about to dive into the surprising science behind it. Because today, we're talking all about human attraction. Specifically, how your brain picks your crush and why it's not always who you'd expect. Spoiler alert, it's not magic. Your brain has its secret formula for deciding who you fall for. Now, let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand when it comes to being attracted to someone is that it starts and ends in the mind. What do we mean? In a nutshell, it's all about the way your brain processes information. In this case, it's information about another person. Scientists say there are three main systems that drive attraction: lust, attraction, and attachment. Lust kicks things off, and it's fueled by hormones. We're talking about testosterone and estrogen, especially here. Lust is something we all experience, as it's connected to our natural drive to find a partner and pass on our genes. However, lust and love aren't the same thing. To understand the idea better, researchers found that when men are given extra testosterone, they feel more desire for a potential partner. But that doesn't mean it turns into lasting love. Next, we have attraction. It's that stage where you get butterflies or can't stop thinking about a certain person. You just want to be around them 24/7 if that's possible at all. Perhaps your heart's even racing when you think of them. You can't eat and forget about sleeping. Maybe your palms are even a little sweaty, especially when they're around you. You're bursting with energy, already daydreaming about all the fun stuff you'll do together. Basically, you feel like you're on cloud nine when it comes to anything that has to do with that person. All that is thanks to our body's chemicals, especially dopamine, which is a hormone and neurotransmitter that impacts our behavior, especially those that involve rewards or pleasure. And it's dopamine that's on the driver's seat, flooding your mind and giving that euphoric, almost addictive high when you're attracted to someone. Finally, there's attachment, which is responsible for making relationships last. Think of it as the glue that sticks two people together. Attachment is driven by the bonding hormones oxytocin, which is also known as the love hormone, because it's the hormone that brings out the feelings we feel when we're attracted to someone, and vasopressin, one of the hormones impacting our sexual function. Both hormones play a crucial role in allowing us to create emotional connections. With these three systems combined, it's like your brain is hosting a reality dating show. It's as if your brain is whispering, "Go find someone," and it'll scrutinize each person based on those three systems. But here's the surprising fact. These systems can work on their own or together. That's why you might feel lust for one person, attraction to someone else, and a deep attachment to a completely different person. You might even experience lust and be attracted to someone, yet have a more intense attachment to another one. This all goes to show that having a crush on someone isn't purely a matter of the mind. You might have guessed that biology plays a significant role, and it's often referred to as chemistry. As we've mentioned in our discussion on the three systems, our hormones and body chemicals play a role in the attraction process. But before we dig deeper into the chemistry factor, by the way, make sure to subscribe if you've learned something new today. The fact is that your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals that impact your emotions when you have a crush on someone. Dopamine is the big one here. Remember that it's the same chemical released when you win a game, eat your favorite food, or achieve a goal, which is why you feel rewarded when you think about your crush. And as a result, chances are you can't stop replaying the moments you had with them. Then there's the serotonin. While there's more research needed to confirm the idea, scientists so far believe that when we have a crush on someone, we experience a drop in serotonin levels. What's confirmed is that low levels of serotonin are found in obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, and are thought to cause obsessive thinking. This may explain why, often, we keep thinking about our crush more than anyone else. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes, being around your crush can feel just as thrilling and nerve-wracking, right? Well, we have this one particular hormone to thank for that. Norepinephrine is what makes us feel on edge when it comes to our crush. It gives us that feeling of excitement and an adrenaline rush that's similar to what we feel during a roller coaster ride or bungee jumping. This is also the hormone that makes our hearts race, causes us to have sweaty palms and makes us lose our appetites when we think of our crush. Of course, there's also the psychological factor involved. When it comes to having a crush, a big factor at play is something called the mere exposure effect. Basically, it's our brain's tendency to love what feels familiar. That's why someone you see all the time, like a childhood friend or a colleague, can suddenly seem attractive when you've never thought of them in that light before. The funny thing is, your crush is not necessarily about them. It's more about your brain tricking you into thinking you're attracted to them just because they feel familiar. What's more, researchers even discovered that spending more time with someone can actually make them more attractive, even if there wasn't an instant spark between you two at the start. It's what people call a slow burn, or when emotional connections start to change how you see someone. It just goes to show how our bonds with others can shape our feelings over time. But that's not all, because guess what? There are also studies that show we're often drawn to people who remind us of something comforting, even if we don't realize it. For example, researchers discovered that some people unconsciously choose partners who have traits similar to their parents. But it's not necessarily about how they look. Rather, these people become attracted to those who remind them of their parents because they see the same behaviors, mannerisms, or emotional vibe. We also feel something called evolutionary attraction, which comes from our natural drive to survive. Simply put, we're wired to look for potential partners who seem healthy and have strong genetics because deep down, we recognize that those are people possessing those qualities can help with our survival and reproduction. Things like symmetrical features, clear skin, and confident posture act as subtle signs of one's physical fitness. So we might be drawn to people who exhibit these things because of our survival instinct, even if we don't realize it. But we can't also dismiss the fact that we develop a crush on someone without really knowing why. Even scientists acknowledge that it can also happen for unexplainable reasons, like when you have a crush on someone who's your total opposite. This goes to show that while our brains play a key role in having a crush on someone, our body chemicals and psychology also matter. And at times, it can also be unexplainable. It just happens. And if you liked this video, then check out these related videos to see more. And make sure to subscribe and leave a comment saying, "I subscribed," and we will personally reply to your comment.